In this video, I take a look at the 50 best Wonder Kids in Football Manager 2022, and we fast forward 10 years. Hey guys, I'm the MF and FMer, and today's episode is all about Wonder Kids. We take a look at their stats, their attributes, and their career over the past 10 seasons, which we've simulated to see what they've been up to all this time. So this episode, we take a look at 50 to 30, and the next episode, we'll take a look at 29 to 1. So I hope you guys are excited, so buckle in and no fast forwarding. Number 50, Calvin Ramsey. The 27-year-old Scottish player has 33 caps and no goals for the Scottish national team. Looking at his career stats, he has 294 appearances, 17 goals, 51 assists, 21 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.08 rating. He spent his entire career with Aberdeen, so he's a pretty loyal player. Number 49 is Anthony Alagna. The 29-year-old Swedish player has 67 caps and 10 goals for the Swedish national team. He started off his career with Man United, next was sold to West Ham, and then sold to Brighton, where he currently is. He has 257 appearances, 42 goals, 6 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.98 rating. Number 48 is Julian Aud. 28-year-old Argentinian, 29 caps as a left back for Argentina. He began his career in Argentina with Lanús and then was sold to Man United for $5.25 million, loaned out to Bochum for a season, went to Boca for a free back in Argentina, was sold to Leicester, and then was ultimately sold to Almira, where he currently is. He has 151 appearances, 8 goals, 11 assists, 8 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.11 rating. Number 47, Luca Susic. 28-year-old Croatian, 16 caps for his national team. He began his career with Salzburg, then went to Liefering, back to Salzburg, and was sold to Fulham, where he's been there for the past 8 years. He has 318 appearances, 33 goals, 45 assists, 5 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.88 rating. Number 46, Andrew Omo. 29-year-old Irish player has 81 caps and 3 goals for the Irish national team. His career began in Ireland with Leixlip United, then he went to Norwich, then was sold to Aston Villa for $28 million, and then was sold back to Norwich only 2 years later for $43.5 million. He has 328 appearances, 3 goals, 7 assists, 9 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.98 rating. Number 45, Babuscu. The 27-year-old Austrian has 33 caps and 4 goals for the Austrian national team as an attacking midfielder. His career began in Austria, where he played for around 6 seasons before being sold to Chelsea. He was loaned out to Shakhtar for a season and then returned to Chelsea for 2 and was then sold to Brighton for $11.75 million. He has 202 appearances, 34 goals, 24 assists, 9 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.94 rating. Number 44, Havard Faekr. The 27-year-old Danish striker has no caps and no goals for the Danish national team. His career began in Denmark for 4 seasons, and then he was sold to Stuttgart, the Bundesliga, for $8.25 million. He has 88 appearances, 18 goals, 1 assist, no Player of the Match awards, and a 6.64 rating. So this Wonder Kid really didn't pan out quite as hoped. Number 43, Roco Simek. 27-year-old Italian hasn't cracked through to the Italian national team just yet. His career began in Croatia with Lokomotiv, then went to RB Salzburg for $4.8 million, and then was sold to AC Milan for $5 million, and then ultimately left to Sassuolo on a free. He has 225 appearances, 44 goals, 0 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.88 rating. Number 42, Ryan Cherki. The 27-year-old Frenchman has not broken through to the French national team just yet, which is a hard one to get into. He's stayed at Lyon his entire career, bouncing between the second team and the premier team. He's finished with 114 appearances, 26 goals, 5 assists, 5 Player of Match awards, and 7.14 rating. Number 41, Mario Striokens. The 26-year-old Belgian has not broken through to the Belgian national team. His career began and has stayed at Anderlecht in the Belgian Pro League A. He has 186 appearances, 51 goals, 8 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.92 rating. Number 40, Sebastiano Esposito. The 28-year-old Italian has 1 cap for the Italian national team. He began his career with Inter Milan and saw himself loaned out 3 times to Spal, Venezia, and Basel, back to Inter Milan, and then was sold to Atalanta for $11.75 million. He has 248 appearances, 66 goals, 13 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.92 rating. He did have a 20-goal season for Atalanta in the 2029-2030 season. Number 39, Divine Wrench. The 28-year-old Dutchman has not broken through to the Dutch national team just yet. His career began with Ajax, who bounced between the A and B team for quite a number of years before being sold to Reims for $2.6 million in France. 394 appearances, 16 goals, 16 assists, 14 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.04 rating. Not bad for a right back. Number 38, Wilfred Nanto. The 27-year-old Italian has not broken through to the Italian national team as of now. He has played for a number of high-profile teams: Inter, PSG, Chelsea, and Atalanta. He has 192 appearances, 52 goals, 14 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.08 rating. Number 37, Keiki. The 28-year-old Brazilian has not played for his Brazilian national team as of yet. He began his career in Brazil with Flu, and then was sold to Man City, where he only lasted a year before he was loaned out. Ultimately, he was sold to Burnley for $24.5 million, 218 appearances, 53 goals, 23 assists, 15 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.12 rating. Definitely somebody who is living up to the hype. Number 36, Jeremy Doku. The 29-year-old Belgian has 112 caps and 36 goals for the Belgian national squad. His career began in Belgium with Anderlecht, and then he was sold to Rennes for $31 million. 347 appearances, 66 goals, 15 assists, 22 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.17 rating. Number 35, Facundo Ferreira. The 28-year-old Argentinian has 0 caps for Argentina national team. He began his career in Argentina with Cologne, was sold to Arsenal, who loaned him back to Cologne for a year, and then he played 4 more years at Arsenal before leaving to go to Racing Club on a free. He's currently back in Argentina with River. He has 193 appearances, 39 goals, 31 assists, 5 Player of the Match awards, and a 6.98 rating. Number 35, Francisco Concical. The 28-year-old Portuguese player has 60 caps and 8 goals for the Portuguese national team. A look at his attributes shows he has elite levels across many stats. He began his career at Porto before being loaned out for a year. He's then spent a number of years bouncing between Porto and the Porto B team before being sold to PSG for $74 million. He has 260 appearances, 54 goals, 48 assists, 13 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.39 rating. Number 33, Tiago Tomas. 29-year-old Portuguese striker has 10 caps and 3 goals for the Portuguese national team. He began his career in Portugal with Sporting CP, was loaned out to Stuttgart, and then was sold to Aston Villa for $54 million. He has 315 appearances, 119 goals, 26 assists, 17 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.10 rating. Number 32, Matias Erezo. The 28-year-old Uruguayan has 0 caps for the Uruguay national team. He began his career in Uruguay with River Plate, was sold to Granada, and then was sold to Barcelona for $19.75 million. He found himself bouncing between the B team and the A team before being sold to Southampton for $22.5 million. He has 197 appearances, 73 goals, 4 assists, 2 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.00 rating. Number 31, Nasus Univar. 28-year-old Turkish player has 0 caps for the Turkish national team. He began his career in the Netherlands with Ajax, bouncing between the A and the B team before ending up in Brighton for $12 million. He has 360 appearances, 89 goals, 31 assists, 9 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.08 rating. Number 30, Yunus Musah. The 28-year-old American has 110 caps and 12 goals for the American national team. He began his career in Arsenal and then was sold to Valencia for only $110,000. He has 339 appearances, 39 goals, 67 assists, 19 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.25 rating. He also was third place for North American Player of the Year in 2023, 2024, and 2026. So we discovered that not all Wonder Kids end up living their best life. It takes the right situation for a lot of these players to flourish in, so take that in count before you start signing up all the Wonder Kids in your Football Manager 2022 save. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next one will see us take over 29-1 of the best 50 Wonder Kids in Football Manager 2022. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.